This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about Jayden Daniels. It's the Eagles, his kryptonite. Also, this dude, Micah Parsons, just can't shut up about the Eagles. And lastly, we're going to go ahead and talk about Blankenship. Is he not getting enough credit? But let's get straight into it. All right, man, before we hop straight into the main topics, shout out to Ty Robinson officially being a Philadelphia Eagle. So he signed, I'm not sure the terms of the contract, but he officially signed with the Eagles. We got about three more guys. I believe it's Jahad Campbell, Cam Williams. It's one more guy. It's one more guy that need to get signed. But we got majority of the draft class signed. Again, Ty Robinson is a lot of you guys' favorite. I really like Ty Robinson. I think he's a huge replacement, a really good replacement for Milton Williams. All right, so let's get into these main topics. Let's talk about Jayden Daniels, man. Jayden Daniels, he been the talk of the town. Shout out LB. Shout out those guys at the Super Friends. A lot of this thing about markability, why Jayden Daniels is so good, this, that, and the third, which I can admit, he is good. And two, he did give life to Washington. But to me, a lot of games got lucky. I mean, the game he beat the Eagles, Jalen Hurts got hurt that game. We were going to blow them out, but Jalen Hurts got hurt. You go to the Bears game, they went on a Hail Mary. Just a lot of ticky-tacky things, and a lot of things went their way. Like, they run into Detroit, but Detroit got their whole defense injured. Like, come on. A lot of things just went their way. I don't think that happened this year. I think we're gonna see the real Commanders. But yeah, Jayden Daniels did change life there, Can't front about that, but is he more marketable than Jalen Hurts? I don't think so. And I hate to dig at personal stuff, but we're gonna talk about some football stuff. Because one of the things a lot of people don't talk about is his interceptions. He threw about 10 interceptions if you include the playoffs. And he threw about like 4 or 5 of them to the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were bad interceptions. So I seen on TikTok a guy just breaking down the interceptions and the bad throws Jayden Daniels made that's not being talked about. But let me play this clip.
Jayden Daniels threw 10 interceptions this past season, but how many of them were actually his fault? His first one of the season came on week 4 versus Arizona, and this is an aggressive throw to make. His receiver really didn't have a chance to make a play on the ball. There's another safety coming in. I have to give this one a 3. Third and goal in the red zone on this next one, and I don't know if he thought this linebacker was going to play the flat or something, but the linebacker just stayed where he was, and Daniels just threw it right to him. Yet again, I'm going to have to give this one a 3. First and 10, the Commanders are down by 2 possessions with 5 minutes left in the game, and he ends up throwing this ball straight to the Eagles defense. It looks like I'm being harsh on him, but I have to give him a 3 again. This next one looks like a design screenplay. He gets pressure right away, but he still throws a dangerous screen pass. He could have thrown this into the ground, in my opinion. There's a defender right there. Running back can't secure the ball and just ends up getting the ball taken away from him. I'm going to give this a 1 just because the running back did get his hands on it. Right here, they're down by 8, 4 seconds. It's just a Hail Mary situation. He does run around the pocket a little bit, avoiding getting sacked, letting his guys get down the field, which I like, but I can't give him anything else but a 0. It's a Hail Mary. So obviously, there's a higher chance of the pass being intercepted. We did not see this a lot from Jayden Daniels throughout the year, but I also did not like this. He throws the ball across his body, which makes the throw come out a little bit high, but his receiver did get his hands on the ball. But because of that, it's tipped up into the air and intercepted. I'm giving Jayden Daniels a 2 on this one. Down by 7 in a 2-minute drill right before halftime, and Jayden Daniels just overthrows this ball over the middle, right into the safety's hands. There's no one to blame but Daniels here. It's a 3. Down by 2, 3rd and 5, 3 minutes left in the game. Jayden Daniels gets pressure almost immediately. He rolls out of the pocket. Looks like he panics, and he just makes a bad decision right here. This is a 3 on Jayden Daniels. Right here, the Falcons are showing blitz, and Jayden Daniels notices that. So he knows he has to get the ball out quick, but instead, this linebacker right here is the one rushing. And this other linebacker drops back out into coverage, and Jayden Daniels does not see him, so he tries to hit his seam, and it's just intercepted. Great call by the defense on 1st and 20. I'm going to give Jayden Daniels a 1.5. Commanders are getting blown out with 5 minutes to go in this playoff game. Jayden Daniels just throws it up for a 50-50 ball situation and is picked off, so I'm going to give him a 2 on this one.
So again, like I said, I would never go personal, but I think those things is gonna magnify itself during the season. I think he's gonna have interception problems. I can see a sophomore slump coming. The schedule not gonna be as easy. the Eagles are going to come strong those last two games. They got a really difficult schedule. They got a second place schedule. It's not a fourth place schedule, a third place schedule. This is a second place schedule, and teams ain't gonna come playing with the Commanders. Now they not this we being hunted. This we hunting whatever. Now they being hunted. A lot of people want them. A lot of people want to beat them. They made some good moves, but I don't think the moves are good enough. So I expect a down slope or whatever. I expect that. But that's what comes with the game when you get a year of tape. Look at CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, he was the rookie. He was the guy being talked about. Teams got a year of tape, like, okay, we know how to slow him down. And he still made it to the playoffs. He almost beat the Chiefs, but you've seen the fall off from year one to year two. And that's okay if Jayden Daniels fall off, but he the best quarterback in the NFC. He's the face of the NFC. This, that, and that. Nah, I don't think that's the case. He got some struggles and got some things to deal with. Now, Quinyon Mitchell, it's ironic because I see the views going up on my older video, and now some about Quinyon Mitchell being disrespected by the Cowboys. But this was way before this Micah Parsons and this CeeDee Lamb clip came out. But let me play the clip just in case you guys didn't see it.
And I'm sorry, that Quinyon Bay don't last over here, man. That shit dead.
What is that?
That's what they call Quinyon Mitchell.
What?
You guys are right here.
They said Quinyon Bay. That's where they said you headed.
Wow.
I said, they crazy.
Y'all ever seen Prison Break?
Stop the cap.
Ever seen Prison Break?
My captain can't.
They said, now they drag. I think Eagles fans are here.
I don't care. Who's in
They
here?
talking about you going to Quinyon Bay. Quinyon Bay.
All right, so
I ain't never been locked down on any island.
So that was way before that, and I made a video about it because a lot of Cowboys fans, it's probably to trigger Eagles fans, and now the players are playing into it, is that attack Quinyon Mitchell, that's how you beat the Eagles. It's the most ridiculous, dumbest thing I ever heard. Oh yeah, attack their best corner and you can win. Nah, it's like, if you being realistic, you'll be like, attack Keely Ringo's his first year starting. Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell had a good year. That's your best way to win. Then you can make a case. I could argue back and forth with you. But saying attack our best corner doesn't make sense. And they showed like 4 plays when we were up like 40-1. I'm being dramatic. Of course, you can't score 1 point in the NFL. But you get my point. We blowing them out. Quinyon Mitchell he's like, it's the Cowboys. Like, he know y'all for being ass. Like, so do that if you want. CeeDee Lamb, talk if you want, because the last time you matched up against Quinyon Mitchell, you had 5 yards. The last time you matched up against the Eagles in total, you had 22 yards. Stop it. And I don't want to hear none of this Cooper Rush talk because y'all were not. This is what I don't understand about the Cowboys. Y'all were not good with Dak Prescott to start the season. Y'all were not good. Cooper Rush literally gave them the best shot of making the playoffs because when he beat the Washington Commanders, their season started turning around, but then they had to run into the Eagles. Eagles had to shut that down, and then that was their season. But when they ran into Washington, Cooper Rush was doing his thing. There's nothing to say. So cut it out. We'll see y'all. Just relax. I know we love Quinyon. That's why y'all coming at him. And if these are real takes, it's terrible. It's terrible. Micah right? Let me play an old clip when we drafted Quinyon Mitchell and Micah Parsons' reaction.
And with the pick, the 22nd pick, the Eagles, yes! Selecting Micah Parsons' favorite player for the second straight year, quarterback out of Toledo, Quinyon Mitchell. Oh man, hold on, let me pull up my stats and all my notes. We'll do the video and then we'll check in on him. Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo, a 4.33 40. Holy moly, is this guy fast.
Cut it out, Micah. Cut it out. All right, so let's get into this last topic. This last topic. Reed Blankenship. He's being graded by PFF as like the unsung hero for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go over the article a little bit. So according to PFF, I grabbed a little section by, in PFF. So it's a Philadelphia Eagles Reed Blankenship. So on the Super Bowl winning roster, there will always be some unsung heroes who contributes might get overlooked, and Blankenship stands out. As a former undrafted free agent, Blankenship had assumed a locked-in starter over the past 2 seasons and delivered an 87.2 PFF coverage grade, which ranks 8th amongst 129 qualified safety since 2022. So I say, yeah, a bit. The only people say I'm a critic of Reed Blankenship. I think I'm easy on him. My thing with Reed Blankenship, and I hate I judged this season off of him, but it just is what it is. 2023, when they asked him, you the guy, and you gonna play beside whoever we had, I forgot, and then we had to end up trading for Kevin Byard. Can't remember the safety name we had. And Reed Blankenship, when he stepped into that role to be that lead guy, he didn't look good. But to be fair to Reed Blankenship, who looked good on that defense? Who looked good on that Sean Desai and Coach Pencil defense? Not too much guys, right? So I'm like, okay, he wasn't the guy then. And then his rookie year, he played beside CJ Gardner-Johnson a bit. He played beside Marcus Epps a bit, and he looked better. He was shining because he wasn't a main guy. And then you go into the season with Vic Fangio, we know CJ Gardner-Johnson was the main guy, and Reed Blankenship showed he could play at a high level, but he wasn't the main focal point at safety. Now, can he be a main focal point at safety and be the guy? We'll find out. We're going to definitely find out, especially if we don't get Justin Simmons. We're going to find out because Reed Blankenship is going to be that leader, that guy there. So, yeah, we'll see. I just haven't seen him excel at that leadership role. Is he a Batman or he's a Robin? You know, Robin needs a Batman, but Batman don't need a Robin. So we'll find out. We'll see. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Are the Eagles Jayden Daniels kryptonite? Also, got Lamb and those guys dissing. And Reed Blankenship, man, he underrated. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.